Hello. To say that technology has an incredible impact on the media is not only a kind of massive understatement, it's also a little bit meaningless because it doesn't really tell us much about the relationship that technology has with the media. There are certain obvious things and the things that jump to our minds when we consider technology and its relationship with the media, mostly about how certain medias are replaced by new technologies. So the printed word was replaced by radio broadcasting. Radio broadcasting is replaced by the television. TV becomes more interactive as video games grow. The internet replaces news media and so on and so forth. But actually, when we talk about these things, it's not really the technological advance and the aesthetic that is the important part of it. It's more to do with a relationship between the media and the audience. I've been talking about audiences with my Year 12s as I introduce the course, and I discuss, and I often use a kind of rather simplistic metaphor of the audience being the backbone of the media studies course. But it really is true, because there's that very obvious fact that without an audience there is no media. But the relationship between the two is what's key to any media studies course, and understanding that. How does the audience react, interact, respond? Why are they appealed to, and so on and so forth with the media? And technology can often be at the heart of that. And that relationship varies from degree to degree and is possibly at a point where it's at its most interesting right now. And that's what I want to talk about today. And I'm not going to make this a particularly long one, although I probably always say that. A fantastic article today in the New Yorker, actually from a couple of days ago, the 9th of September, about fandom and the rise of what is described as the super fan. This is an article written by a guy called Michael Schulman, and it's accompanied by a short film that he's made. And I'll link to both the article and the film below. The film itself is about 9 or 10 minutes long. The article is a pretty healthy 5,000 words, so put aside some time to read it, but I definitely recommend that you read the entire thing at some point, even if you're doing it in sort of as a part work. Basically, the article talks about how connected audiences and fans in particular feel with specific media texts and products, and he starts by discussing the relationship that fans have with celebrities and stars that they feel connected to. And it's a really interesting dissection and investigation and exploration, and a really honest one into how fans feel completely connected, and almost as if they have to, in some cases, fight for the text, products and celebrities that they are fans of, to scary degrees in some cases. The video, the short film, if you watch it, is a really quite nice, sweet take on that growing ability to connect with other people who share your interests and share your love and passion of certain media products and texts, with some quite lovely anecdotes from the filmmaker's own past as well. The article itself actually goes a little bit deeper and looks at maybe the kind of sort of slightly more nasty side of where fandom can go wrong. In fact, the article begins with a story about a music journalist called Warner Thompson, who tweeted something about Nicki Minaj's output, which then resulted in a pile-on social media where various death threats were issued, and also some quite sort of sinister responses to a simple tweet. So where fandom gets taken to extremes. Now, obviously, there's quite significant links with media studies and the issue of fandom, and of course, the biggest one is the work of Henry Jenkins, one of our part of our theoretical framework, and the one that's most involved with fandom. We look at Jenkins for a few texts, not many on the whole specification, but he's always a theorist that I find fascinating, because it's an area that maybe is relatively new still in media studies. In fact, Jenkins himself is talked about within the article, so particularly if you're in year 13, reading this article will hopefully give you a much broader understanding of Henry Jenkins' work. And loosely speaking, the article itself and the film covers those different stages of fandom that Jenkins talks about, from being participants of media, of becoming part of a participatory culture where there is a two-way relationship between the media product and the text, to moving on whereby there is a kind of textual poaching, as it were, where audiences sort of almost take a text to new places, and most often we think of that as being things like fan fiction and creating their own media products based on existing texts. And then that final instalment that Jenkins talks about, whereby a media products actually help to form your own identities. And of course, again, like anything, that goes from varying degrees, from wearing a t-shirt of your favourite band or TV show, through to actually shaping the decisions that you make in life, or that you form, or behaving in a certain way. And that goes as far, I suppose, as defending your favourite celebrity, TV show or film to the hilt, or in some cases attacking the producers of texts. And of course he cites a number of instances where that's happened. Most recently, of course, the campaign to have the final series of Game of Thrones remade, a petition that was signed by, I think, 1.7 million people, in order to try and get better writers to come and make the final series. So it explores all different aspects of fandom, not just negative, but some really nice anecdotal positive stories as well. And I guess reading the article, what would be good to reflect on is what your own relationship with media products are. Are you a super fan of anything, or are you only ever a casual audience member of things? Do you understand the nature of fandom? Can you empathise with it, or does it seem completely alien to you? And like I said, consider how actually maybe the biggest difference made in new technologies is about that relationship with media and audience and how we use them. I think it's this myth that technology is all about just the aesthetic. I mean, just look at how we have this incredible ability to make 3D films these days, and actually the audience isn't particularly interested. And yet, something as simple as the forum online to have your say and to give your own review and your own feedback has probably changed the media more than any other advance in special effects that there has ever been. Anyway, interested to know what your thoughts are, and also your own experiences as well. Just to get some feedback. I'm sure everyone's got their own story. So have a read, watch the film, and let us know what you think. Until then, have a great Wednesday, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.